I posted the talks, the one that got the most questions, got the most private emails, was how do I hack the technical interview? I want to talk to this guy. What are his Jedi techniques? Well, he's going to give them up now. Please welcome Vijay.
Of the 20 or so technical interviews that I've attended so far, I haven't gotten back without getting an offer. And having said that, the skills that we're going to talk about today is not to impress you, or it's mostly to impress upon you the fact that learning these skills is very important in not only influencing others, but also being able to communicate your ideas better. One of the core benefits is the confidence, knowing that you can walk out of your job if you want to today and have no problem in getting another one. If you already have a job, you can also use the very same technique to get a pay raise or to influence other members of your team. Now, in a technical interview, especially like a programming interview, you don't have to be the best. You only have to be better than the rest of the candidates. We look at how you can use this Jedi technique to convince that you are the best candidate and not anyone else. So what are the three things that we're going to be looking at? Syncing, anchoring, and footprinting. So there are many techniques, and these are the three things that we're going to look at. So first one, syncing. What do you mean by syncing? Syncing in traditional NLP, it's called as matching and mirroring. It's a way in which you build a rapport. Now, without making any major body movement, turn around and look at the person you're sitting next to. Probably you are in the very similar posture. We have a bunch of people here, over there, and very similar posture. So people like people who are like themselves. And the way you sit, your posture, all of these things matter in connecting with someone. So how do you think? Exactly the tone in which they speak, the rhythm of the speech, all of this matters in establishing a connection. Think of this as a physical layer in the oversized 7-layer stack. Synchronized breathing is so powerful. I cannot stress the importance of it. When you're breathing along with the person that you're sitting across, you establish the sense of connection, especially during sex. It's unbelievable. With your partner, of course. Not the interviewer. Anchoring. Anchoring is the second skill that we're going to talk about. Anchoring is a mental trigger. How do you do it? First step is to create an anchor. So you talk about positive stuff, and what we are going to talk about is the spatial anchoring, in which you point to all the good, positive, happy thoughts on one side, and the negative challenges that you face, and how there is this one particular person in your team who wasn't really cooperating on one side. So people will associate all the positive feelings to one side and the negative feelings to the other side. And then you fire the anchor. How do you fire the anchor? We'll come to it when we talk about it on the third step. So the third stage is footprinting. Now, footprinting is a way in which hackers use to gain knowledge of a system or do a port scan to understand what the system is. So similarly, we need to find out what the hiring criteria of a particular person is. How do you do it? You ask them this question: what are the specific qualities you are looking for in an ideal candidate? And when you say ideal candidate, you're anchoring yourself as the ideal candidate. Now, especially in big companies, if they're not involved in the process, they'll just give a superficial answer. You need to dig deeper. So how do you do it? Introduce yourself, and then once you introduce yourself, that's when you footprint. That's when you ask the question. If you miss that part, the power goes back to the interviewer and you'll never have a chance again. At the end of the interview, you reflect back the very same words they said back, saying that you are the ideal candidate, and that's how you do the footprinting. So those are the three things, syncing, anchoring, and footprinting, that I want you to take away. When you think about this conference, weeks, months from now, I want you to remember those things. Now, there might be other speeches that you would listen to tonight, I wonder how much of it can you forget. One question I get asked is, does it work? It requires a lot of practice. It doesn't come naturally. If it feels something which is odd to you, then that may not be a good time for you to be using in the interview. Practice with friends, something like syncing. You can be sitting across in a bus or anywhere else and mimic someone else's posture, and you create this incredible connection with the other person. So if you want more information, there is this website, hackingtechnicalinterview.com. I just put up a page. Hopefully, we'll have more information. There is a lot more details like embedded commands and other NLP techniques, which sounds amazing and they work. And also look up Darren Brown on YouTube. Thank you.